The spiders! They're in my coat! The spiders!
I'm a spider!
It's you. You're the Spider-Man. Anyway, hello, and welcome to episode 110 of the Toonami Escape podcast. I'm Greg Zeno. Tonight we have B-Dubs and C-Kohler.
That was an awkward lead-in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good thing I didn't say they're in my ass.
Oh, God. And now you did.
I did. But it wasn't the very first thing you hear, so it's fine.
Yes.
So, what was there any news?
Not
really.
I think we kind of figured out that they might be replaying Fooly Cooly 2.
It's possible, unless they announce something at Anime Expo on, like, Thursday, I think.
Yeah.
But they don't have an official...
Right. I think the problem would be that normally we get 2 weeks' notice.
Right.
And we wouldn't be getting that this time, so I think it's fair to say it's probably rerunning.
They're just going to run it again, huh?
Yeah, which is kind of what we all expected going in, almost.
That's cool.
I mean, we're going to need to watch it again anyway, I think.
I don't watch things again.
Fooly Cooly is the thing you have to watch more than once, otherwise you're deeply confused the entire time.
I honestly, I'm kind of just fine with that. Like, I'm fine with being deeply confused the entire time.
Alright.
Anyway, that's all the news that's fit to print, so let's talk about the block.
Yeah.
Cool.
Dragon Ball Super Episode 69. Of course, this episode would be that number. Goku versus Arale, an off-the-wall battle spells the end of the Earth. In this episode, fuck the fourth wall, it's dead.
Yep. Never fight a God manga character.
We rolled over it with one of those construction machines that tears up roads.
Had anyone here ever seen Dr. Slump?
No one watched Dr. Slump.
No one watched Dragon Ball. And sure as hell nobody watched Dr. Slump.
I didn't either.
I don't even think Dr. Slump got brought over.
I don't think it did.
Somebody said in the thread when we were watching it that there was like a remake or something, which made me think of like something had happened recently. But anyway.
There might have been. Let me take a look.
Maybe it was so terrible everyone forgot about it.
Maybe it was like a one-off or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. There was a adaptation in 81 and 97.
97, huh?
Yeah,
Oh, well.
so it was
Still a long time ago. Yeah. Okay, well, anyway. Yeah, this was actually very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
It was. That Dr. Slump literally took out a manga of Dr. Slump.
And he's like, You're not supposed to do this, look.
And then they both combined into a horrifying ball of flesh because you're not supposed to do that. Like he turned into that one dude from Dimension W.
Oh, God. I will say that I really like this stretch of episodes we're coming up on, simply because it's not just all, let's fight and yell and stuff. It's like, little short stories that are fun, which is kind of what Dragon Ball does best, oddly enough.
Pretty much. I like how, even though it is like, oh man, Bulma lost, and it's like, she lost to this thing that makes anything, and it's like, yep. Pretty much.
Dr. Slump created a Dragon Ball machine.
I was about to say, that's the Dragon Balls.
Well,
of course she lost.
It can only make things, and it's not really, but...
Anyway, it's kind of a wish. It kind of gives you things, yeah. I mean, I think it's ridiculous. Like, everything in this episode is like, you're going to laugh and then you're going to have to forget it because none of it happened.
Right.
Like, it can't possibly be canon.
No, it's a joke episode.
Right.
I liked Beerus just destroying that ghost. Just being like, the fuck off.
He did like a Thanos on him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Beerus, I don't feel so good.
Beerus was Thanos before Thanos.
And then
Or
we're
was Thanos Beerus before Beerus?
and we're I'm pretty sure Thanos was Thanos long
Yeah.
time. Anyway, we're
Yes.
completely, we completely missed the chance to see what Beerus versus Arale looks like because he ate some food that came out of a thing that just made shit. So
Yeah, pink poop actually.
Pink poo.
pokey poo, pokey poo, pokey poo.
Man,
Anyway, I think
was
we
so
all
weird.
know how that fight ends. Arale wins.
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
she just wins because like that's a joke.
Yes.
I mean,
actually-
she's a gag character. Of course she wins.
Right. I actually liked how like was it Vegeta? I forget who did it. Maybe it was Bulma, but somebody was like, "Oh wait, she's a gag character, so I have to do something funny for her to get hit." And then like that person did it, and like she went flying, and like her head popped off.
Yep. But
Mhm.
she's a robot, so she's totally fine.
Yeah.
I didn't actually realize she was a robot.
She's somebody in the thread was like, "What is she like? She's one of the early androids from this."
God.
Android 1.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh man, but the best part though is, and this must have only been for us, the American audience, is the what was it called? Something of Infinite Losers.
Home for Infinite Losers.
Yeah, that was a
It's
callback.
filth.
It's Phil.
They must. There's no way they had that in the Japanese version. Surely.
No, that was literally a US edit.
Okay,
It
that's
had
awesome
to be.
though. The perfect way to work that in.
I can't believe Home for Infinite Losers is something they really worked into an official translation.
Yes.
Man, the 90s were some dumb shit.
It was amazing dumb, though.
Anyway, you guys want to talk about My Hero Academia? Because we don't
Wait.
have to talk about Dragon Ball Z Kai ever again.
Yay!
Wait, so it went from Super to My Hero Academia this week? I
Yes.
completely forgot.
You completely just inserted Fooly Cooly in there, didn't you?
I did.
Okay.
It's
Anyway,
like I went into it thinking, okay, so Fooly Cooly's going to be between the two, and I guess it wasn't.
nope. My Hero Academia episode 8, Bakugo starting line. In this episode, we get to see a little snippet of everyone. And apparently I
Yeah.
lied. I do have another line. And I sit on a desk.
Yeah, get off the desk, Rex. What are you
No,
doing?
I will never get
Seriously.
off this desk.
You're a horrible student.
This is my fucking desk.
Yeah, you actually spoke like twice in this episode.
Yep.
Whatever. I didn't even catch it. I literally missed it. Not that I
Yeah.
care. Shut up.
Everybody was cool. I mean,
Yeah. You got arms. Grex has arms.
Everyone was cool except Rat Baby.
yeah, he didn't really do anything.
No. I mean,
You know,
that one girl's outfit, though, I'm kind of like, what? I mean,
They
it's a
didn't
useful.
What's interesting is that they showed her doing something, but they didn't actually show her quirk, which
Yeah.
made it kind of confusing. I mean, I'm sure it's shown off in this season because I remember it, but
Oh, I'm sure it is. Like, I had it explained to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's why
okay.
that happened. Because I'm like, wow, so she just brought that stuff up with her?
yeah. So
Like
yeah,
that-
in case someone hasn't seen it who's listening, maybe don't
Yeah.
mention it. But yeah,
No, I
It-
won't.
but
We'll
like
see it in the natural course of things.
right. But it is interesting that like they didn't explain what she was doing. It's like, what are you doing? Anyway. But yeah, we got to see like Invisible Girl, the tail guy. We got to see the girl that looks like an alien that has like slime or whatever.
Hmm.
Oh,
We got to see a lot of them do stuff. Ida was kind of like amazing.
Yeah. I forget what else of note was there. I mean, so we get to see Todoroki. He's Ice Guy wearing this costume that never comes back again because it's the other one. The author was just like, "Wait, this sucks."
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's dumb. I've seen pictures of him in like future stuff, and it's like having him have the permanent like ice over on one side is really stupid looking.
Like, I think even in the very next thing, he's not wearing it.
Yeah.
Because it was just that quick of like, oh no, this looks so bad. And like, there's not even a reason for him not to be wearing it in the next thing. I think he's literally just I think
He's not really wearing it. It's like it's something he did to himself, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't think it's a costume. That's probably just made himself half.
it does.
Yeah.
I think it is a costume. No, it isn't a costume because
No, it's his power.
no, because if he covered himself in ice like that, he actually does get really cold.
I mean,
So what a weird costume then.
they probably didn't have it all worked out right away.
Yeah, there were like
Yeah.
2 costumes that he decided nope, and they were both for very major characters.
Yeah, we get to see that Dupla Arms guy, which
Mhm.
of all the characters to me has just the weirdest quirk. Like he has these giant bat wings, but that's not his quirk. His quirk is that on the tips of those wings
He doesn't
can,
even have wings.
yeah,
They're
they're
like
just
arms.
like bat sort of like
Okay, he has like. Wait, I
He
can't
has-
remember if he had. I know he has the 6 arms.
but he has like other arms. He has normal arms too.
Yeah,
So he
I
has
don't
these
think
things that
I
come
don't
off
think
him.
Those that like webbing that makes those wings is around there all the time. Maybe it is.
I think it is, dude. I think he has what is essentially kind of like bat wings. I don't think he uses them to fly. I mean, I never saw him do it.
No,
But, like-
he can make ears pop out of the end of his limb.
Yeah, or whatever. Like any appendage can come off the end. He's kind of like Robin from One Piece, except like weird.
Well, I mean, Robin is already weird, so that's saying a lot.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he's just. I mean, like he like talks through him and stuff. It's that guy's odd.
So interesting thing, he does have a regular mouth right where it usually would be, but it looks freaky, so he covers it up all the time.
So he just like uses his arms to talk.
Hmm
Yeah.
Which is somehow less freaky, but I don't know. I guess. And then
Yeah.
Deku has to go back to Recovery Girl, who, if she was suddenly out of the picture, I don't know how this school continues to exist.
Oh, they did mention in this episode though that only like 4 people in the world know
All
know
Might's
all
power.
his secret. Like his secret or his power.
So like, so basically, a
for
bunch
one.
of the staff and other like police and government, etc., know that he's got a skeleton form now.
Yeah,
But
that
they
he's
don't
injured.
there's only like him and 4 other people or 3 other people.
It was 3. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
interesting because it was like it's Recovery Girl,
Deku.
the principal of this that we saw early on, and then a shadowy figure who is not shown. We just just an outline of a person. I'm assuming we'll learn about later.
It's
And then
like-
the 4th
just-
person, I can't remember. Deku, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Deku is definitely one of them.
although he might, I don't know if he's. Well, never mind. I'm just kind of. This is a name that means nothing out of context, but I wonder if he's not including Gran Torino for some reason.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it was just showed an outline of a figure, like a silhouette of a person.
Like I
but it
know who
wasn't
that is. I just
indistinct.
was like, wait, shouldn't there be another person included?
Yeah, I
don't
didn't
know.
mention that. And then it's also revealed in this episode. I had forgotten about this, by the way. Is when Deku goes and confronts Bakugo, he basically tells the truth about what happened. He put it all out there. Now Bakugo didn't believe him, but he knows now what Deku said, which is interesting.
Bakugo's like, the fuck you talking about?
That's
Yeah,
not how that works.
Yeah, you don't lie to me, but it's like I think it's important because it just seems like, oh man, that could come back to him at some point. I don't know.
I
It
don't
just
know.
seems like it.
Anyway, yeah, he goes and spills his entire secret to Bakugo, and Bakugo's like, what? And
He's
this
like-
is basically the most acceptance. This is basically this is as accepting of this as he'll ever get, being like, "Yep, you lost, and I'm never gonna let you win again," or "I
Mhm.
lost, and I will never lose again."
I mean, like Bakugo still sucks. I mean, in my opinion, like he's still like is just an asshole. But it was nice at least for him to, because you don't normally get this from this kind of character. He actually admitted, he's like, I wasn't good enough. These other guys were blowing me away. That girl knew more than I did strategically. The ice guy, I wouldn't hold a candle to him. Like, to hear a character like him admit that stuff was refreshing. I think he's still just stuck up his own ass still, but
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys want to talk about Fooly Cooly?
oh man, this episode, yes.
Fooly Cooly Progressive Episode 5, Fool on the Planet. In this episode, art.
In this episode, this is the most Fooly Cooly we've seen.
Yep.
Yep.
Finally.
Yes, this is what the whole series should have been like so far. I mean, the first 4 or 5 episodes were just like, or 4 episodes were just like, okay. The first episode was good. 2 and 3 were bleh.
It makes the
4
regular art style they went with look all the more bland.
It does. It's unbelievable. And like this looked like, you were talking last week, B Dubs, about the fact that there was not enough style in this show. And this episode was oozing with it.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean,
we have
this
the budget
is.
for one episode of style.
I think it's probably this one and the next one.
Well, the next one just looks like they went right back to regular.
Judging by that promo, it looks like they've just gone back to what was in episodes 2 and 3.
I mean, maybe they'll pull off some insane shit in that episode, but I mean, this episode had a completely different look entirely.
Yeah, it's like the whole episode looked good too, which is another thing. It's like, and it was more interesting to, even though I didn't really understand what was going on, like the whole little like war between the amusement park and the medical mechanical plant and all that stuff going on. It was exciting. It's just like, compared to the previous episodes,
I'm Mr. Dodo.
it was funny too. It was weird, but like compared to the earlier episodes, those were just like meandering. I don't know. It was really good.
We got another manga scene, and people were like, "Why doesn't it go? It's not. It doesn't have any of the energy of the previous one." It's like, it's clearly going for shoujo here. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it was very good.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was good, but it wasn't trying to mimic the original. I think it was going for its own look.
Yeah, I mean, that was very clearly shoujo manga.
Anyway,
I mean,
nobody knows what happens in this episode.
I was about to say, it's like, I can't describe to you what happened. I can remember little things that occurred.
Yeah.
But I do have one thought though. I've been saying that the end credits was a prequel. Now I'm changing my tune. I think the end credits is what happens at the end of the series.
Just blatantly spoil the entire.
I think they spoiled the ending out of the gate. And that the whole thing with seeing Adamus appear and then like she getting him and then she splits apart into Jinyu, I think that's what's going to happen at the end. I don't have anything to base that on other than like it seems like the story is heading in that direction, because I guess it's worth mentioning that in this episode, Haruko ate Jinyu in the previous episode, and this whole episode she had her like, and she digested her. This whole episode, which was weird.
Jinyu was a complete waste of time. Except for the part where she was stuck in that cement cigar. It's like,
that was good.
Okay, this character is kind of there. What do you think? What do you guys think?
I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing the resolution of this. But that promo didn't leave me. That promo left me concerned that it's going to end on a whimper.
Yeah.
The promo was basically like, "It's the finale."
Yeah. I just expected it to look better. We'll see. But you might be right. Maybe they have done this before where they don't show the best looking stuff in their promos.
I mean, you wouldn't for the final episode, but it's also kind of hilarious how like just simple it was. It was just like, yes, this is the finale.
Yeah, and I mean there was like something happening, but it was like just animated in that style that doesn't look
Hmm.
particularly stylistic.
Right.
So anyway, I mean, I think. Oh, wait, before you go though, I was just gonna say that I think that even I don't know how to put this, but like this episode that we had this week was probably worth Progressive to me. Like if that was the only episode you watched, I think it's worth watching that.
Right.
Yeah. Just watch this episode. You're probably good. Anyway, Pop Team Epic.
Yep.
Pop Team Epic Episode 1 Encounter. I can't believe they actually went and put Hoshiro Girls Drop on Toonami.
Honestly, I would rather watch that.
Hoshiro Girl Drop has better animation than most of Fully Coolly Progressive did.
That's
It made
that
more.
is the opening, but yes.
It made more sense than you know, Pop Team
love
Epic did.
the thing that kills me every time. I didn't even remember this from the first time I saw this show, but the giant dog in the Hoshiro Girls Drop opening is just like
That's like a Gitama like thing, right?
yeah, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
This is like, of course, the classic anime character, giant dog. Anyway, this show is you immediately know what you're in for when it's just right off the bat. Just hey, this is totally an idol anime, and then Popoko just rips it open. It's like fuck you.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's a lot.
I mean, it's like just a cavalcade of hits and misses. You know, it's like I chuckled a couple of times, and then a lot of times I'm just sort of going, okay. And
I think
yeah,
probably the best joke in this episode is definitely the your name reference.
I liked the like Guardians of the Galaxy thing,
Yeah,
and then the little like Skyrim plug there, and just,
Berserk.
yeah. And the Chrono Trigger bit where the 9999 comes off of her.
That was the only one I really liked.
It's just this weird, like I said,
It's
just
very Adult Swim.
and having watched it again now, I do think it's more like
Yes, in fact, you watched it again immediately because it airs twice.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. After watching it the fourth time, I should say, yeah, it's more like it's not Tim and Eric. It's really more that other show,
Robot Chicken.
Robot Chicken. Yeah, it's totally
Mhm.
Robot Chicken because it's like even more so because it's like some things only last for like 6 seconds, and then they're moving on to the next thing. You know.
I will say, I think we'll have to wait till next week to actually see it. I think the opening, the actual real opening for this show, is legitimately excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I plan on putting the music in.
Yeah.
So
Instead, what you should do instead is put the Hoshiro Girls Drop opening in.
okay, I'll do that.
If you
That
can
sounds
find it somehow.
Well-
Let me see if that's on. Let me see if I can find that for you while we're talking about other
Alright.
stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, I wasn't going to mention this until the episode was released, but I'm also going to put the Dr. Slump theme in for Dragon Ball Super.
There we
Okay.
go.
Yeah, because they did do that.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know what else to say. Like, okay, the French thing. Okay, also I don't remember them like not subtitling it the first time and then subtitling it the second time. I guess
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
that the entire time.
it was always like that. Okay.
Oh, yep. I can find. Here you go.
All right.
Let's see if I can get this to load. Yeah, I'll send it. I'll send this WebM to you if you can
Okay.
potentially. Yep. I don't know if you can rip music off of WebMs.
Yeah, I can do whatever. So the question though then is like, I guess I'll start with you, B Dubs.
Mhm.
What'd you think?
Man, weed is not legal yet, so
I'm pretty sure weed is legal in New York City.
no, it's not.
That's weird.
No, you can't go out and buy it yet. I mean, you can get it from like a dispensary if you have a script or something, but like,
Well,
you
I
know,
mean that you can get a script.
So what you're saying
Yeah.
is, let's not talk politics.
no,
So
no.
what you're saying is, you
If I
need
had
that
some,
in order
if I
to.
had some, yeah, if I
Okay.
had some weed, I'm sure I would have loved this. But
Well,
I have no
know what your
weed.
homework assignment for next week is.
Get some weed.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I mean, it's. I mean, like, are you looking forward to seeing more?
Not really. I mean, I'm kind of like, I'm just gonna skip. I might wind up watching it just to see what insanity it has, and maybe I'll like one or two bits in an episode.
I
You
think that's
know,
all you
but
really need to get from this, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I'm more interested in seeing more bits, but like, because there's no narrative, it's just
yeah,
you're just watching it like you would watch Robot Chicken, where it's like,
I don't like Robot Chicken though.
I'm one of the few
Well,
people who
guess what,
actually
B-dubs?
don't mind it.
You're gonna finish it.
How many episodes is this?
12.
Oh God, that's way too many episodes.
So it's basically like 24. Because you're watching everything twice.
It's the same fucking episode.
Look, this is definitely the good thing about everything being fast in the show is that it's like, well, that wasn't funny. It lasted 3 seconds.
Right? Yeah, and it's like,
Yeah.
and for everything that misses, every once in a while there's a hit, and you're kind of like,
There
okay.
are going forward, however, there is every episode has like an anchor skit, which is significantly longer than the other ones.
Okay.
So,
Do we get more of this? Do we get more of this girl drop thing?
it's
I hope
so. Girl Drop. It is. It's the next episode thing for every episode. So you can kind of put together the story from the next episode previews.
Honestly, I'd rather watch Girl Drop than
They are literally
Team
going
Epic.
to make it into a real show.
Good, because that seems like it'd be better than this.
Are you joking?
I think
No.
I think that was officially announced.
No way. Are you
Anyway,
serious?
Girl Drop goes some places. Let me just say that.
Okay.
Oh God.
Interesting.
Also, so what do we think of Bob's Epic Team?
You mean Bob? Yeah, Bob's Epic Team. I don't like. I actually like normal Pop Team Epic more than Bob's Epic Team, because that's just like ugly to look at.
You watched the whole show, right?
Yeah.
No, I've only seen one episode of this.
Oh, okay.
Oh. I was like, the whole episode. Yeah, of course we all watched the whole episode.
Twice, and I was like, so you either watched
Everyone-
it again, or
Everyone watched this episode twice.
I know, but you watched like the actual real episode twice. I don't know if you saw it maybe when it first came out.
No, I've seen this episode once before, like months ago.
Okay, when it
And
came
then
out.
this is the second. This is, like I said, this is the fourth time I've watched Bob this episode because it plays twice.
Yep.
So I've seen this episode 4 times now.
And Bob's Epic Team actually ended up being consistently one of my favorite parts of the show.
It's so weird. I mean, like, they have, every time they open their mouth, they have like little bumps in there.
That's
I don't know what that is.
Bob's Epic Team is there's some good stuff in here, but there's also equally as much stuff you're just like, huh? Which is why I ended up giving it a 5.
Oh, I will say, when I watched it the first time, though, I didn't have the dub, and I was watching the Japanese version. I think the dub helps this. Like, it actually, hearing voice actors we've heard before do these characters is actually more entertaining.
Like,
So I'm gonna have to look at these voice actors.
Yeah, like I couldn't imagine watching this as a sub. Like, it's too fast, and the gags can be too visual, and it's just, you look down to read the sub, and then you look back up, and
You miss it.
whatever, the joke is gone. Yeah.
Also, like I said earlier, it's like, it feels like there's going to be jokes that just never land. Like, there's that one bit in this episode where it looks like she's doing like a beer commercial. She's like, something ultra dry or something.
That is an actual beer commercial.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
thing.
though.
Yeah,
But not.
that,
But in Japan, though, right?
right. Yeah, no, it's an actual like Japanese beer thing. Like that was the one Japanese reference I recognized simply because when you go out to like a Japanese restaurant or get some ramen or something, that's the kind of they either have one kind of beer or that kind of beer. So you
Well, my
see it.
point is that like I didn't know that reference,
Yeah,
and so like I'm watching it, going, "Oh, okay, someone's really laughing at this reference that I don't know."
That
yeah.
is
That
going to
that
end up
was
being a lot of Pop Team Epic.
That's what I'm
yeah. That
assuming.
I
Yeah.
was I was probably the only that was the only one I laughed at, if I'm telling the truth.
It was still funny to hear her say it, but it's just like, oh, this must be a
Super
Japanese commercial or
dry.
something. Yeah, and it's like every once in a while there'll be a reference where I'm like, oh, I recognize that, but then like most of it I don't.
This
Yeah.
episode was basically throwing out all the references they have that they know you're going to get. It's like, look, here's Skyrim and Berserk and Chrono Trigger and Your Name and etc.
hmm
I think
Well,
I think some people were like thinking, oh, it's just all remember that thing, laugh, but it's the references don't go away completely, but they do. It's more. It's not as reference heavy going forward.
yeah, like I don't think like her shouting at the thunder is a reference to anything. Like that's just the weird comedy of it.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know how this is going to go over.
I mean,
Not
the thing
well.
is, honestly, I feel like it's just going to happen. Like, I don't think it's going to be like something we hate. I don't think it's going to be something we love. I think it's just going to be this something we experience.
I think it's gonna get one run on Toonami, and then they're immediately gonna move it to Adult Swim,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just gonna play endlessly until the contract runs out.
Because I mean, honestly,
It fits Adult Swim better than most of Adult Swim's own original programming.
I mean, what was that one? And what's that one Adult Swim show with the guy who has like a
Tim and
snake
Eric.
hand, and he's got like his feet are backwards, and it's like CG, and it looks really awful. What was that called?
Mhm.
Anyway. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. It was this Adult Swim show that was
Yeah.
just nonsense. It was just nonsense, and this weird like superhero guy who looked like a really bad CG character. And it's like that if that show that's the kind of humor or lack thereof that show can be on Toonami, then Pop Team Epic could, I mean on Adult Swim, Pop Team Epic could be on
Yeah.
Adult Swim.
oh man, I didn't know you thought that way about Stormhawks.
No, that's not it, is it?
No, I'm just pulling out one of those. I'm just pulling out one of those like end of life Toonami shows that you,
Oh. What was that thing called? God, it was so weird.
guy with snake arm.
Yeah, it's like he had backwards legs and he had a snake on his arm and he talked really weird and he had like nappy hair and he was like a superhero, but it was all just nonsense. And like everything looked like it was animated from like a 1990s video game cutscene. Anyway,
Reboot.
no. Anyway,
Want to talk about JoJo?
ice, ice, baby.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders, Battle in Egypt, Episode 42, The Miasma of the Void, Cool Ice, Part 1. In this episode, it's actually mostly Darby still.
Hmm.
They just put this to give Vanilla Ice 3 episodes.
Okay, so last week after the podcast, I gave you guys my prediction, and I'm here to pay or to fess up that I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
My prediction was that Jotaro had entered a cheat code into the game, which allowed him to win automatically, even when he was playing shittily. Turns out it was really Jonathan who was playing the game.
Joseph.
Or Joseph. God, I get their names messed up.
I was gonna point out that that's impossible because Darby had gained the upper hand before the episode ended.
Yeah, I thought what it was going to be that like he had put in a code and then God, I can't get their name straight. Jotaro was then like using it at opportune times to
Yeah.
hit home runs. And but anyway, it didn't matter. Turns out Joseph was using his stand to play the video game remotely, which is kind of lame because I didn't think. Why is he good at video games?
He's not. I think Hermit Purple can just control the game.
Oh, like he can control
Like the way he can
electronics.
control like the way he's controlled the TVs before.
Okay.
Okay, that makes way more sense now. Okay.
Anyway, this whole we finally get to see what it looks like from Darby's perspective, and it's literally just a setup for one of the best beatdowns.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Is it that Aurora thing?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Oh my
I now get that meme, and that is so good. I love that. No. 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 Yes. 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 Yes.
Are you going to forgive me? No. No. No.
Are you going to punch me with your left hand? Yes, 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 yes. Are you going to punch me with your right? Yes.
No, it was
yes,
no.
yes.
It was no. And then it's like, both? Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
That was
Oh,
great.
it's so good. It's good to see them win right before Nope.
And then we're introduced to who I'm assuming in the Japanese version is called Vanilla Ice.
Mm-hmm.
And he immediately kills himself for Lord Dio, who then Dio brings him back to life.
Dio's just like, holy shit, dude, I didn't think you'd actually do that. That's fucking cool. Become a vampire.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I guess you're worthy to be my puppet since you're willing to die for me.
Yeah.
And then
And then something gross.
Power to eat himself and turn into an invisible ball that just
his stand can eat itself into oblivion.
Mm-hmm.
And then he can eat other things into oblivion.
His stand is called Cream, by the way.
Of course it is.
Vanilla Ice Cream.
Oh God!
I thought it was a band reference. I was like,
wasn't there a song called Cream? But that's
no, it was a band. It was Eric Clapton.
Okay.
They did that cocaine song.
Anyway,
go ahead.
So Polnareff and Avdol decide that they're not going to burn down shit. They're going to walk inside. Avdol reveals he has this amazing power he's never ever used before, and definitely didn't just make up right now.
Nope.
That can search out life, and so he finds this complete loser. His name is Billy Jean in this version, but he's actually called Kenny G.
Kenny G.
I mean, Billie Jean works too.
And his stand was called Tenor Sax, by the way.
That's Kenny G.
Yep.
And he was the one creating all the illusions.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's actually just a regular house, not a huge maze. And then, like any good horror movie, in a supreme horror movie fashion, Avdol, the black guy, dies first twice.
Yeah. No, I think
so. Dying.
And again, I don't know what happens here, but it looks to me like he's dead. Like, I think you don't get to die twice in this show. I don't think.
Look, I'm just gonna say this is not a spoiler. He's dead.
Yeah, I mean, like all that was left was his hands, and they made a big deal about the fact that he just died. So,
yeah,
like
gone.
Technically, the rest of his body was put into a dimension where even Vanilla Ice doesn't know what happens there. But if you wanted to be like, oh, he's still alive in there, he has no arms.
Yeah, he bled to death in that place.
He's dead.
Yeah, I mean, we're at the point now. We're just a few episodes away from the ending. I'm sure we're gonna start seeing more like deaths. So
yeah, Cream is Vanilla Ice is like suddenly the power level just is like.
Yeah, it's so kind of interesting too because you go from like, hey, let's play a video game for your soul to this,
to literally, you're dead.
Yeah, to I am a monster that will kill you in an instant.
Oh boy, this is the last fight before Dio. There are 2 more episodes before Dio.
Awesome. We did get to see some Dio in this episode, and it's cool as shit.
He's worried about his boudoir.
Yeah, I mean, what's so great about Dio is that even though we're getting just these little snippets of him, he is so fucking cocksure of himself, and it's so glorious to just watch him be like, whatever, I can kill anyone instantly, anytime.
It's that big dick energy.
Yeah,
Yep.
he loves talking about like, I've got Jonathan Joestar's body. I can do whatever I want.
I need the blood of one more person to complete. Anyway, guys want to talk about Hunter x Hunter?
Okay.
Hunter x Hunter episode 101, Icalgo and Lightning. In this episode, Octolings. Icalgo literally wants to be reborn as a squid, and it's like, damn, the racism in the Splatoon universe is really dark under the surface.
It really is.
What's so great about being a squid, man? They're both kind of gross, honestly.
Who wouldn't want to be a squid?
Squids rule. Did you see they, like, immediately, the first Splatfest after Octo expansion, Octolings versus Inklings, and it's like, yeah, sure, let's just go immediately for that race war.
Yep. They
The
got
Octo side is going to get destroyed, by the way. Just absolutely wrecked.
What? I thought the Octolings were like the new hotness.
Yeah, that's why they're going to get wrecked, because they'll be the most popular team by far. And in true Splatfest fashion, that means the Inkling side will have all the good players and, you know, all their games will matter. And it'll basically every Splatfest ends with the popular team losing both, you know.
Oh, okay.
Battle.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, they're at a disadvantage because, you know, it's not equally divided sides, so if you have more or even way more than the other team, like, most of your team is playing itself, and those matches don't count.
Okay.
Not only that, you're more likely to have bad players in any given match, just because there are more of you. Anyway, Hunter x Hunter.
So this is like the second ant that we've seen that looks to be like, I don't know, going rogue.
I mean, there's been a lot.
Well, no, I mean like changing sides.
Colt.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Colt.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Colt, this chameleon guy, and now
Yeah. The chameleon guy seems to be wanting to broker a deal with Gon in order to like
do something.
Do something, but he's clearly he wants to side with Gon.
Yeah.
And then
He has a goal.
And then we've got Octopus guy here. Don't call him an octopus, who's actually saving Killua. Yeah.
But before that, we have to have a fight with Little Karibo.
Yep. And that is actually Little Karibo.
Yep, he confirmed it on Twitter that Little Karibo, the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series, did in fact voice this dart-throwing fish dude.
Yep. Isn't he also with Team 4-Star?
He did Frieza for them,
yes.
But he's not, like, with them.
Right.
I think, like, maybe Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged is now on their site, though.
I don't know.
But anyway, I wasn't hearing it for a while until he said something about a game, and then it's like, oh, that's Yami.
There he is.
Yep. It's not the exact same thing, but I hear it now.
He plays his Game of Death fish darts, which was his power, where he can throw darts at a dartboard and then make fish darts appear in the body of a person like nearly instantly.
Mm-hmm.
And Killua figures out that if he uses his Nen electricity power in such a way, he can feel the dart and have his electricity actually activate his muscles faster than his brain could set a signal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and this is how he catches it. Yeah.
Yeah, he basically like, okay, I'll just set it so the second, you know, my nerves detect the thing, it automatically closes. So it just like bypasses his brain.
Pretty cool. Again, like all Hunter x Hunter, the fights are clever.
Yeah.
It's not just punching. It's like, oh, there's like a technique here that's being introduced that's kind of smart. Oh, in fact, even Killua goes, I have an idea for a new move right before he passes out.
Yeah.
Just now.
I just got a really cool idea.
Oops, I'm dead.
Almost, but then Octoling comes to rescue.
Mm-hmm. Good job, Octoling. Take him to that underground subway, Doctor.
Wait, the one fish dude's power was the dartboard. Then what's his sister do?
Nothing.
But I thought they said that like their powers combined is what allowed it to happen.
No. The sister, she creates the button that goes on.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That makes them a target.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Like he does the darts and she does the dartboard.
Oh, and by the way, sister.
Yes, sister. Well, I mean, they're all, technically
Yeah,
brothers
but
and sisters.
They don't act like it. Let's put it that way.
Yes, this is true.
Although, I mean, I was watching it and I was thinking, like, are they doing anything really risque? And I don't think they were. They were just kind of getting close. They didn't really like do anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
It was a little weird, but not like I've seen worse. Like A Fish Called Wanda. It's not that level,
Not yet.
Anyway, so also Gon is talking to Chameleon Dude, and then he's just like, "Oh yeah, it would be easier if you were lying, because then I wouldn't have to feel bad about killing you." And just blank fucking eyes, and just like
It's like
Chameleon Dude, just like, fuck.
That was awesome.
I might have teamed up with the wrong guy here.
Yeah, I see what you guys are saying about Gon being crazy. Like, I think there's too much. He's got some gene in him or whatever.
He's kind of lost it. Yeah.
He's kind of nutso. He's like, oh yeah, I'll just kill you. And he's kind of
when the professional assassin has a better moral compass than you.
Yes.
Yeah. It's about right.
Oh man.
Also, Killua talking about that darts game just reminded me of how every time I had to do one of those in Virtue's Last Reward, I was like, to the fac! Because they had puzzles in Virtue's Last Reward, which is like, hit dart segments to make this add up to this number, and I'm just like, fuck this.
Yeah, I you know what? I've tried playing darts like 4 or 5 times in my life, and I could never remember the damn rules of that game. It's so confusing.
Throw darts at the board.
Yeah, it's the numbers thing.
I know, but like you don't know what number, like where what equals what number. It's just a freaking mess.
I didn't want to do math in sports,
especially when you're drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Like adding up the numbers isn't hard. It's figuring out what little square is worth what number.
Anyway, Black Clover. Black Clover episode 28.
All right.
The one I shut my heart on. Hey, the OP was good.
Yes, the OP was. This show should be nothing but OPs and endings. Actually, they're very well made. Part.
Anyway, in this episode, what's his face?
Oh, I wrote this down because we need to know these ridiculous names. This guy's name is Finral Rulacase.
I stopped. I blanked at Finral.
Finral Rulacase is this guy's name.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, he wants to have a mixer.
Mm-hmm.
Or go to a mixer.
He's having a mixer with 3 girls, but he needs 2 other dudes to join him. So somehow he eliminates everyone else, somewhat justifiably. But this also leads to him bringing Luck and Asta.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But both Luck and Asta both like pull it off. I think these girls are desperate. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe.
They turn out being really like cold at the beginning, and they're like, "Oh God, not this guy. He's terrible." Blah blah blah. And then they do one thing. Each of them does one thing where the girl suddenly goes, "Ooh." She's interested. Actually, I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, as far as like, the awkwardness of a first date and stuff, like I thought it was fine. It's just, why is this happening? Why are we watching the Black Bulls go on dates?
Because this show.
I mean, did anything else happen? I don't remember.
Apparently, what's her name has a crush on Asta.
Oh, well, Noelle.
Both what her names. The redhead and the other one.
Yes, the harem grows
But why?
because
And I'm watching him like pick who to bring on the thing with him. I'm like, why did you pick the insane person who only likes fighting? He's insane and only likes fighting.
well, I guess you can't bring any other guys over here.
Well, Marilyn Manson wanted to go, but they didn't ask.
There's no way
Yeah,
you can bring Marilyn Manson.
he would have done great. What are you kidding
Nobody
me?
could hear him.
There would have been some goth girl there that would have fallen for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, he
No,
could
we
have gotten
saw
in there.
everyone before that. Anyway,
He could have gotten in there.
I actually laughed at like 2 jokes this episode.
I'm not fronting.
laughed
It was
I
an
laughed at-
okay episode. It was like kind of funny, and like it's better than this stupid battle crap that we had a couple episodes ago.
I laughed at Yami teleporting to the bathroom,
Yeah.
and I laughed at Noelle just destroying that one dude who we've seen constantly, and all the girls just being like, thumbs up.
Yeah.
That's all.
It was an okay episode. I mean, like as far as like this show comedy, well, it was still all right.
It's less bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still bad.
Anyway, speaking of comedy, Naruto Shippuden. Naruto Shippuden episode 208 as one's friend. In this episode, Sharingan Arm.
His arm is just covered in eyeballs.
Before you guys say anything, I want to say you guys have been building this up for a while. I mean, so far I'm like whatever.
It gets
like
better.
I'm sure it's going to get stupid, but it hasn't gotten stupid yet.
I mean,
his arm is covered in eyeballs.
So what? I mean, like there's all sorts of stupid looking crap in this show.
It's the absolute peak of the eye power bullshit where what's the most awesome thing this villain could possibly have? An arm covered with eyes.
It's like, my eyes are better than your eyes. And Donzo's like, well, my eyes might not be better than your eyes, but I have an entire arm of eyes.
It's basically the same concept behind Sharingan Tank.
Yeah.
No, it gets better once
thing and stuffed 5 million Sharingan onto it.
It actually does get better once you realize what the power is.
Well, that makes sense because like I was just like, okay, he's got the Sharingan eyes on his arm. I'm like, because he already had like the eyeball Sharingan like in his eye.
Yeah.
I mean, that's regular.
Yeah. I mean that's lame-o style.
I will say, like, this is funny to me in the sense of like, what does Kishimoto have for eyes? Like,
I don't know.
He's got like
that man has
or something.
Yeah. He's got some kind of weird fetish.
It's like, oh my god, eyeballs are the best thing ever.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
What if I didn't have to draw interesting fights, but instead just drew people staring at each other?
Save him some time.
Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about this episode. Sharingan Eye. Sharingan Arm.
Yep. Oh, I really need for the next episode to come already because, oh god, I need to see that.
I don't even remember what had happened.
No, I just need to see the reveal of the power.
Oh.
Oh, it's the best power. It's so good. Because, no, the eyes on the arm is only half the reveal. I'm not even talking about the power. There's another reveal with the arm.
The arm!
He can just take people's magic eyeballs and stick them on his arm, huh?
Mm-hmm.
No, it gets better.
No, I mean, I'm sure it'll get better, but I'm just saying that, like, that's his ultimate technique or his ultimate end game. Is to just be like, I'm going to steal all these eyeballs and stick them on my arm, and I'm going to be a badass.
Well, I mean, it's technically not... Okay, that's spoilers for next time, but yeah. Yeah, that is generally the plan.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's like, in a world where eyeballs are everything, I'm going to stick a bunch of them on my arm.
In a world where eyeballs are everything, you have no eyeballs.
I have all of them. So
When did this
basically,
go from being a show about cool ass ninja stuff to fucking eyeballs?
when did Itachi get introduced?
That's not exact. That I mean, you would expect Itachi to have those. So
Yeah.
when was the first time we saw? Well, Kakashi. When was the first time we saw someone suddenly show up with those outside of those three?
Um,
It was
Toby.
Toby.
He's a good boy, you know.
No, it's the Rinnegan. The idea that
No,
there's
no.
a third super special awesome type of eye power that is so good it's invincible.
No. I still want to say it's Itachi and him having the special upgraded eyeballs.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is before pain, right?
Yeah, that is still
Yeah.
part one.
The fact
And
that
even
there's multiple
to
levels
go further
of
back
eyeball.
though, Hinata, like her clan also has magic eyeballs.
Yeah, but they do one thing.
Yeah, they do one thing and they do it really good.
But I guess what I'm saying is that like even back then they were kind of like hyping up eyeballs. They're like,
Like-
oh man,
I wouldn't admit they had multiple types of magic eyeball, but it like the Byakugan does one thing forever, and that's fine. And the Sharingan was originally just supposed to be I can copy stuff really good,
Yeah.
yeah.
but then it turned into I can make super duper flyer that never goes out and also summon a Titan.
Yeah.
And probably 12 other Swiss Army knife things.
And it's powered
Oh,
by
you have no
Super
idea.
Rage.
Yeah, yeah, I can see. Yeah, they went too far with this Sharingan. Suddenly, it's like it's almost like fans went crazy over the Sharingan, and then like Kishimoto's like, "Oh man, I better make this do some more."
Oh man, this emo kid has these awesome eyes. You should draw more eyes. Special eyes.
I've got special eyes.
Also in this episode, that sound effect that happens when Toby sucks people into his eyeball is just straight up a Star Wars blaster sound.
It's totally every time I hear
Yeah.
that stupid sound. Like, did people in Japan not recognize that?
Is that in the public domain?
It probably is.
It might be, but that's totally from Star Wars.
It's like the Wilhelm scream. Everyone has it.
Yeah, it's like the blaster sound. Like, why am I hearing Star Wars blaster sounds in my ninja show?
Yeah, it should only be in My Hero Academia, where there's actually Star Wars references everywhere. Also, those two guys died. It's
Well,
funny how we
weren't they
straight up-
just transported to another dimension?
I think
Well,
those guys
yeah.
totally died.
Well, I mean, they're in another dimension. I don't know if they're dead.
They just
I mean,
never get taken back out.
Right. So, I mean, they probably do wind up starving wherever they are, but
Anyway, we
You
just
know.
totally killed off relatives of two major characters without even blinking an
Yeah.
eyeball.
and one of them had a really cool power too.
One of them was the guy who was told to take off his mask and never did.
Yeah. I liked the bug guy's power. It was like, yes, I have microscopic bugs that will infect you like a poison. I'm like, that's a badass power. Like, he lands one hit, it's game over.
Yeah.
Well, except that
Except
can't
that
land a
Toby
hit.
just like whoop, and he actually hit his own guy.
he's like,
Yeah,
I'll just take
well-
my arm off.
Yeah, I mean, Toby was like, oh, you got me. Okay, I don't need this arm.
Toby.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy. Man, I'm seriously just remembering the time when he talked, when he was just like, Toby is a good boy.
Those are good times.
I
We
can't
should have
take him
known
seriously.
immediately that guy was definitely going to be the super big bad.
Seriously.
Like, way too ridiculous.
I could never ever take this villain serious.
No one
because of
can.
that.
No one can take him seriously because, I mean, we all know who he is under the mask, right?
I do.
I don't, but I mean, I'm assuming it's some relative of Sasuke or something.
I mean, he said it's Madara.
Yeah, he
Oh.
said as much, right?
Yeah,
As far
I
as
mean,
we
it's Madara. It's not. I mean, it's not like there's a play on words where another character's name is an anagram.
And that's enough for tonight.
Oh, come on! Like, everybody guessed that the second they saw him.
I mean, yeah. I don't know how much people care, but
No.
I'm gonna bleep it just to be sure.
yeah.
Okay. Aw, didn't even
Anyway,
say anything.
that'll be about it for this episode. The
Wait.
Toonami is what?
Don't we have... What's next? I thought there
Space
was
Dandy.
more.
Space Dandy.
Oh,
Which we're going to
seriously,
talk about.
This feels shorter than usual.
Well,
Because you're not suffering through Kai anymore.
I think it's generally about as long as it usually is.
I feel like we lost a show or something somewhere,
Nope.
like a half hour or something.
Nope. Same amount.
Seriously.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Super.
They literally one for one replaced Pop Team Epic for Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Yeah,
It's
Okay.
probably Pop Team Epic that's doing you.
yeah, because I mean, it just felt so short there that it's kind of like,
Well, Pop Team Epic feels like a show that should be 10 minutes long, but it's actually 30 minutes long.
And it's not even 30 minutes long.
mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, 24, whatever.
Oh, we forgot to talk about how the fact that Pop Team Epic gets next episode promos.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't expecting that.
But I mean, every Adult Swim show kind of gets those, so it fits. Like, it's always like, on the next episode of Mr. Pickles, or etc.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, that'll do it for this episode of the Toonami Escape Podcast. Thank you, C. Kohler.
No problem.
Thank you, B-Dubs.
Okay.
We'll see you guys next week for episode 111, and hey, we'll get to review and rank Fully Coolly Progressive.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, everyone.